My mother won't. You should have
It requires a lawnmower riding bear of sleep.
You're as loud as my husband. Oh, don't tell me that. I've got some
While podcasting.
This was like the poorest decision on the planet. I love it. Okay. So, here we go. Welcome to the Northern Knits Podcast. We are two sisters in fiber. We record a knitting podcast once a week. This is episode 78. And for everybody who's listening, you haven't gone crazy. We're actually drinking slushies out of teacups. However, we will eventually get to knitting. We record and knit and live in the Canadian prairies, specifically Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada. And I'm going to desperately try to bind off while we record this episode while consuming adult beveraging this week. So we'll see how that goes for me.
It'll be great.
It'll
It'll
be
be a
great.
good time.
It will
Thank you
be.
for joining us this evening.
Oh yeah. I'm Jocelyn, my co-host is,
And Diana,
and I already said what episode it was. So
Yep.
the only things I've forgotten to say are,
what are we covering this week?
well, yeah, that's you. And I need to remind everybody to, if they're new, welcome. If they're returning, welcome back. Don't forget to come find us on all the social media. Instagram, the Ravelry, the Facebook, the web page, you know the drill. If you watch or listen to any podcast, we all have the spiel. Here is the spiel. Diana, do you want to let everybody know what we're covering? I'm in the mood to just, I want to finish this bind off. 4 hours and counting.
Alright, this week we're covering What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Fiber Flubs, Yarn on the Go, So Little Time, and Wool Gathering. And events.
Always events.
Always events.
More
I didn't even write it down
events.
this time, which is why I almost forgot it.
Oh, jeez. Living life on the edge there, buddy.
Oh yeah.
That's my line, though. You ever go out anywhere with me in public and I say I'm living life on the edge, it means I'm walking around without using my cane. I'm just carting it under my arm.
Very edgy.
Listen, that's extreme living for me nowadays, okay?
So in my cafe cup today, because it delights me endlessly to put things that are not cafe in the cafe cup.
Wow, it's so cold I can't hold it. Okay, in my There's Always Time for Tea mug, we have adult beveraging.
It is a lovely wine slushy. So you took some.
Vinolicious, which I found the ladies. They were offering samples at the farmer's market, and I decided I needed to have it because it didn't have corn in it. And you mix the package with a bottle of wine and an equal amount of water, and you freeze it, and then you have adult wine slushy.
And the wine you used was this one?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, another bottle of it, but yeah.
Yes, there was a second bottle of Mrs. Beachley's mulled wine. It comes out around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I
I buy many bottles of this stuff because it's about the only wine I go to and drink
yeah.
and take with me places. It's quite tasty.
It's red wine with some sugar and a whole lot of spices.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. Heated up
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cozy.
And we've now discovered it's super good as a wine.
And it's
Slushy.
apparently super good cold, too.
So
we can just drink it at all the temperatures.
Yep. Don't at me. We're waiting. The chili's still cooking, so we figured we'd record while we waited for dinner.
So we're drinking before dinner, so this will be great.
This is going to be wonderful, you guys. So what could possibly
It's gonna be awesome. I'll be nice and flushed in about 15
possibly
minutes.
go wrong? That's all you. The tops of my ears will get red, but human bodies flesh when you put alcohol in them, so.
Let's do that.
Who knew, you guys?
Moving right along.
Mm-hmm.
'Tis the season for cool threads.
It is.
We've been wearing some threads. I'm wearing some threads right now.
Well, it varies, because, I mean, we're not officially fall till, like, what, the 21st of September?
Whatever, it's fall. It's
And
been
it's-
fall weather since September 1st.
What day is it today?
The 10th?
Is it the 10th today?
Yes.
Or is it the 9th today?
Phone says 10th.
Oh, good. I'm glad the phone's keeping track. I can't.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what? The Manitoba Fiber Festival's this week, and I still couldn't tell you the dates.
The 14th and 15th.
I'm on a roll, guys. You've no idea. Okay, so yeah, on the cooler days, so days where we're averaging like 22 degrees, but you get that it feels different because you don't have that heat in your face.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the cooler winds, so it doesn't feel as warm at 22 degrees Celsius. Though tomorrow, that possibly can get up to 28, in which case I won't be wearing any cool threads.
Yeah,
But yeah,
definitely.
on the cool rainy
Excuse me.
days, and of which we've had some rainy days,
Oh,
which
yeah.
has been amazing.
Proper fall going on here.
Oh, so good. I will definitely wear more cool threads.
I'm going to show off my hat right now.
Sure, go for it.
This is the Sockhead Slouch hat, which is fantastic for using up leftover bits of sock yarn.
It is.
Oh, this sock yarn.
I
I forgot to look up what it was. It'll be linked in the show notes. It's definitely on my project page. I was trying to combine Ravelry and project, and it was going to come out like travel page.
And you wanted me to hang on to the ice cream scoop for us to have second cups? This is you not even done your first. I don't think a second serving is recommended here, dear. How are you going to hang out with Jackie in Vancouver at a steampunk bar? Technically, I can outdrink you, and I just generally don't drink.
It's going to be good. It'll be good.
We're going to have to pour you into a cab to get
Gonna
you back to
be
the
great.
hotel room. Just share a bed with her, you guys. This is not looking good for me. Quick, where's the camera lens? Where am I looking this week?
Your side.
Okay, good. That's where I'm looking right now, so I'm hoping I'm looking in the right place. Oh, man.
Oh, anyway, the yarn is linked on my
Project page on
project
your
page
Ravelry?
on Ravelry,
There
which
you
is
go.
linked in the show notes.
Oh, you're adorable.
It is a blue stripy hat with some white stripes, and I have matching socks. And Jocelyn also has matching socks because I had a lot of this yarn.
And you accidentally made them too big.
I did. My January socks from our hashtag Year of the Sock. That was very in sync.
It was.
My January socks wound up being just a little bit too big for me, so
Fit me great.
they found a new home. And I'm glad they did.
Love them so very much.
So now we can be matching.
Yes, we can.
I also wore the matching socks this week. I'm not wearing them today because they are currently in the wash.
I'm not wearing shoes or socks. I'm wearing flip-flops because we've reached that time of year where I know I have to give them up soon. So they are on my feet all the time till I have to give them up.
I don't quite understand the obsession, but okay.
That's fine. It's my obsession. I'm okay with it.
Alright.
This week for Cool Threads, I wore my Freya shawl, which is linked on my Ravelry project page. It is made out of a 2-color alpaca, which is a chocolate brown alpaca, or like a milk chocolate alpaca and a cream colored alpaca. It is a wonderful crescent shaped shawl. It's by Shannon Cook. I made it for my first podcast anniversary knit along. That was so funny.
You know what? You shush over there.
New listeners might not know, but Diana did the Rivers wrap.
Just be over here sulking with my little slushy.
And 1 week she's like, well, yeah, but like next week you'll show up and you'll have done the Rivers wrap. I hadn't started one, so I did one in a week. Now, that was a lot of knitting, and I don't recommend it because I had to haul butt to get that done around my work. And it was so good to just be able to pull up the finished object next week and said, well, you said I would, and I figured, why not?
You're mean.
I really am sometimes. It's just not fair, you guys. Oh, goodness gracious. I also have worn my second Stormy Sky Shawl, which I recently completed and finished out of Fleece Artists fibers in their National Parks colorway, which again also linked in Ravelry. I don't have any super classy photos yet because fall has just started, so I need to get a moment, and I have to survive September, so early October I need to be able to go out and take some pictures of the knits and stuff, so hopefully some nice classy photos will show up soon. And just in around here in the house in the mornings, I've been wearing my crocheted cocoon cardigan I made for the On the Lamb podcast knit along.
I still want to make one of those.
Yeah, it's a Granny Square it's a Granny Square cocoon cardigan by, who did I watch the tutorial from? Yarn Utopia.
Nice.
So I did that, and it's quite delightful, but those have been the primary things I've sort of been wearing.
I forgot a couple of things that I wrote down. I have also been wearing my other slouchy hat. I really need to make more slouchy hats.
You really need to make more slouchy hats.
The other one is the Lindsay slouch, which is a sort of a lacy, crocheted, whitish one.
Mm-hmm.
By, oh, what's that pattern by? The Lindsay slouch is by Danielle something. I want to say like pink or something like that. It was something with a P. That'll be linked in my project page in the show notes as well, in case you're interested.
The kicker is she writes notes and I don't.
I forgot to look it up before we started because I'm a bad podcaster.
That's
I'm
fair.
so sorry.
We're super professional anyway, so it's okay.
Highly professional.
Not even at all.
I also briefly wore my rainbow side shawl, which is the meadow side shawl, but I did it in kind of rainbowy colors. That was somewhat brief. It was only really cold enough for it on the bus in the morning.
Oh, that was like me on Friday with the Tracy shawl. It made it out of the house. That's patterned by Joji Locatelli. I did mine out of Ancient Art Yarns. 2 colorways, Hearthside and Get Off My Lawn.
I will never get tired of that colorway name.
I will never get tired of that colorway. It's so cheerful. It's so good. Oh my god, I think they're at Knit City.
Are they?
Oh, I'm gonna double check, because if they are, we need to go find us some amazing named colorways and buy some to make shawls out of.
Absolutely. I mean, amazing named colorways will get me basically every time.
Well, because I've got those 2, the Hearthside and the Get Off My Lawn, in the Tracy shawl, and then I've got my first Stormy Sky shawl was done out of the Really Seriously Annoyed Grapes, done by them as well. You guys, it's all about the naming for me. You have me at marketing. I'm such a sucker, and I'm okay with it.
Me too.
Oh, so good. So, yeah, I'm going to double check, because if they're there, I know Sea Glass Arts is going to be there, and they're officially showcasing their new mascot for the company.
Ooh, I also had written down you had worn one other thing. Your second Stormy shawl.
Yeah, that one I already talked about. That was
Okay.
one with the fleece fiber artists.
Right.
stuff.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Wine's setting in already, you guys.
I don't know. Maybe I should have fed you dinner first.
Maybe. It's a good thing I'm working on a stockinette thing right now.
Oh, probably. Alright.
Well, let's move. With that, let's segue into Woolly Workings. I'm working on a sock. I'm going round and round and round and round. Stockinette is lovely.
Stockinette is lovely.
Stockinette is lovely.
I suppose we never talked about how many items we're working on this week, did we?
No, I have 2.
Okay.
I just figured it was a good segue.
It is a good segue. I have 2 items I'm working on, and technically I will have 3 finished objects by the end of the podcast.
Ooh. That's pretty fantastic.
It is.
I'll just show off this thing because you look busy.
I'm always busy right now.
Okay, so this is my,
These
these are my June socks for our hashtag Year of the Sock. I'm still working on June.
That's fine.
So you're doing better than us. That's great. Keep it up.
It's not hard.
So this is out of a sock set from Midnight Cravings. The white with the dark and teal speckles, dark blue and teal speckles, there we go, all the words, is called Cinema, and the teal contrast color is called Curtain Call. It is a wedge toe, a plain foot. It will have a, what did I do on the other one? A Fish Lips Kiss You?
Mm-hmm.
And then I will be following, after that point, the pattern Les Chaussettes de la Schtroumpfette, which is a French pattern, but basically it just has a cute little cable right up the back. And then I
Itchy
have
nose.
the other one here, which I'm sure everybody's sick of seeing at this point. Cute little cable right up the back. And then I will be putting on the cuffs afterwards because I want to make sure that they will be the same height. Also that I use up all the yarn, but more importantly that they are the same height.
You should describe the colors.
I did describe the colors.
Did you?
I did.
I wasn't listening. It happens.
How dare you not listen to me?
I was thinking about how this bind-off will never end.
Oh, but it's so close to ending.
It's been so close to ending for 2 hours.
But you're so close, you're so close. Why don't you talk about what you're binding off?
I love and loathe I-cord bind-offs all at the same time.
Now
I am currently binding off my Exploration Station shawl, which I will drape on my head and pass over to Diana, and it'll keep growing and growing, and You guys, I love the look of an I-cord, and I mean for audio listeners, you can't tell that I think we both currently have the shawl draped on our heads.
Yeah, we both do.
This is great. Hopefully this is the screenshot, because if this is the screenshot, don't change it.
I won't.
That'll be great. So I'm 2/3 of the way done an I-cord bind off, and I need to block it quite aggressively because I made a couple mistakes in this bottom section. But once it is bound off, I am done. So I'll be done either at the end of the podcast or before I go to bed tonight. So it'll be washed and blocked, and I will wear it to the Fiber Festival, and I will certainly wear it out to Knit City because the Stitch and Sisters will be there. So I can show off my shawl in person when we meet up with the ladies.
Nice.
So one last time, just for good measure, I am using 4 colors. My light gray color, which happens to be the color I used in between each one of my wedges, and down at my detailing in the bottom, is a Dye For You colorway in... That was a campfire?
Now that was a campfire.
No, that was a campfire. It's a nice light gray with some flecks of red. And I forget the other flecks that are in it that I can't see anymore.
I think mostly just red.
Mostly
like
red
and
flecks?
pink, maybe a little bit around.
Might be a little bit of red, pink in there.
Reddish, pinkish.
I lose some of the smaller fleckage because I don't see it. That's not the dyer's fault. That's all Jocelyn's poor eyesight. The vibrant green in the shawl is the other Dye For You that I have, which I forget the colorway name for. Shh, I have the tags, so I can give you the tags.
Put a spring in your step.
There we go. And I paired them with... I'm going to give you 2 more tags.
Okay.
Guys' tags are great. It's just me. It's not the tags. And then my 2 darker colors, one which has definitely got a green fleck and one which definitely has a blue-purple fleck in it, are from Knitted Wolf Luxury Yarns.
I don't remember which is which anymore.
I don't remember which is which either.
I think the purpley one, the one that had the more purple in it, was the Violet Drag Wolf.
I want to say yes.
And then the other one, which is the
Green one.
tones.
Yeah, the green tones, yeah.
Was Eleganza Extravaganza.
I want to agree with you on that one.
Okay.
So hopefully we're not wrong.
I'm so sorry if we are. It might be backwards.
If we are, please correct us. Don't feel bad about that. So this bad boy should grow a bunch. It was my first time at brioching. I made a couple mistakes. I don't care. I'm still really happy with it.
So good.
I'm really proud of all the shawls and things that I've made where it's my first time and I've made mistakes and I've left them, more so than any other time when I've gone back to correct them. Like, I'm more proud of my first 20 crochet squares than I am of anything else.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Because I was learning. So I'm like, yeah, there's a mistake, but you know, it was my first. That's important. And while they look really cool, the sassy stripes, never again.
Never again?
Never again. I did not enjoy the process.
I've not got there yet. So
I love the look. That's knit the light, pearl the dark.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And that's fine. Everything else is all stuff I know how to do, yarn overs and stuff. But yeah, the brioching was new for me, and I really kind of like the brioche. Though I did see one lady who put up on the hashtag that she'd just done a garter because she doesn't like brioche in the section as a replacement. Super valid. If you don't like brioche, change it up.
Yeah, definitely. As long as the stitch count is the same.
Yeah, it's fine. So I'm really happy and I'm excited. So I will be wearing this
so good.
Really shortly. It's so pretty. I have a bazillion ends to weave in, but before I do that, I got to hightail it to Diana's tomorrow and borrow her blocking wires so that I can block the snot out of this, open everything up, and then I'll use my pins for the points. Make my points nice and pointy.
Pointy points?
Pointy points. Do you want me to do my other 2 finished objects?
Yeah, might as well. I only have one more thing.
I finished a dishcloth!
Woo!
Nothing fancy. It's the Bernat Handcrafter cotton. It's not the best cotton in the world to work with, but you know what? It's got that little bit of grit to it, so it makes a really good scrubby dishcloth. So I just kind of deal with the fact that it's not my favorite cotton to knit. Won't kill me. This one is in salt and pepper.
I do believe that's what we determined it was a long time ago.
Yeah. So I've still got probably another 2 or 3 to make out of the ball. It was a really big ball that I bought, which was the point because they keep disappearing on me. Every time I turn around, my stack's not growing bigger. It just keeps steady or lowers. depending on what family's been visiting. So that's a thing. However, if I can get enough of these punched out, I'm gonna throw some in some Christmas presents for people. So, because I don't need 14 or 15 new dishcloths in a year, but they're like that's my sock go-to.
That makes sense.
I
It's
enjoy
good.
doing that.
I haven't tried a dishcloth yet. I might do that sometime.
I might enjoy dishcloths. I also decided to make a
Oh, goodness,
large
this is
version
Where did
of
you
the
make this?
of the crocheted shawl I made
Where
last
did
week.
this come from?
I was bored and watching anime, so I crocheted a shawl, a cowl. It is a very big cowl because I live in a province that requires very big headgear for the wintertime. But not everybody can fit the standard size stitch count. Like everybody's got different size necks, so I made one in the standard size, which I showed last week. And this is its bigger sister, which is a larger stitch count. I mean, I couldn't see Diana looking straight on the camera anyway,
No,
but
that's
this is a beefy.
huge.
But once I've washed this and blocked the snot out of it, it's going to be so drapey and so lovely in this wonderful winter green color. And it's a winter green color. It's tweedy because you got some flecks of lighter going on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it's loops and thread. Cozy wool. And I won't try to read the ball band. I'll just hand off my only remaining ball.
It is called Earth Tones.
Yeah, that works about right.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy. I casted on. There's no pattern. I literally cast on 160 in a chain. I did chain cast on at a higher chain than I did my half double crochets in. And I do that because then the chain's nice and stretchy too. So it isn't just stretchy on the end where you finished. Your chain's got some give as well.
Okay.
So you can block it quite well. It is an acrylic, so I'm gonna hand block it, wash it, and drape it. And I kid you not, I drape it over my TV. Shows you how often I use my TV, and I leave it there to hang dry for like 4 or 5 days. It only needs to be done the once, but you do it with a nice wool wash, and it just finishes softening that acrylic up so that it's like buttery smooth. And then there's a winter cowl. Especially designed to go over scarves or hats to help block out the wind, or to wear between car and mall, or coffee, or brunch. But yeah, I get bored while I'm watching TV series, so things like this are going to keep happening because everyone's like, you need to watch this show, and I'm like, okay.
Sounds like another shawl to me.
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you your stuff back.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have
yarn and tags and stuff.
Tags. Yeah, well, I have a lot of leftovers from the exploration station. Like, I've got these 3. They're decent sized. And my brain went perfect because you got that scrappy memories blanket you want to do, which is mitered squares.
Yeah.
These will make a fair chunk of mitered squares.
Oh, yes, it will.
And I have no problems with that. But I have one of these and like a third of another one. So maybe I'll try to do some matching mittens or something. And I should be binding off. I'm going to scoop some very quickly.
I'm gonna make lots of irritating loud camera noises, and that's just too darn bad because wine slushy. Very important stuff.
I'm doing it classy. I've got my pinky raised.
So classy, drinking wine slushies out of coffee mugs.
Lift! My pinky's lifted. What do you want, lady? Besides, I only have 2 more knitting projects. So
I just got condensation on my pants.
You're a classy woman. Classy woman. Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. It just occurred to me when I'm done this bind off, I've freed up my Chao-Gu needles again.
Ooh. What are you going to put on them next?
I don't know. I have so many options, it's not even funny.
Okay. I guess I can talk about my exploration station now.
Yeah.
My obnoxiously yellow bag.
I love your yellow bag.
It's not even my yellow bag. I think I stole it from Chris.
That's fair. He's your husband now. Technically, half is yours anyway, isn't it?
What's mine is mine. What's his is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alright, so I'm just done my first 6 rows of brioche. which is progress because I believe last time I had not quite started the last gold wedge here. So the wedge is done, and now I'm into the brioche. So I've got one side is my greenish grey, which is the naturally dyed with copper yarn from Toggenfell, and the other side is the dark green Unseelie from Cloud9 Fiberworks. And I love how these work together. They work together exactly as well as I thought they would in my head, and I'm really happy about that. And I am absolutely loving brioche. I've never done brioche before, but I'm loving it. The flow of it, it feels good to do, and it makes this really squishy fabric, and it's wonderful, and I love it.
The Sarah shawl's now out. She's got a brioche border at the bottom of hers.
I saw that.
Have you seen that?
I saw that.
Oh, Jocelyn's on the hunt for yarn, you guys.
So the rest of these colors, the white with the purple flecks is Weekend Thoughts from Cog Yarns in Saskatchewan. The grey was naturally dyed with copper from Toggenfell. The dark green is Unseelie from Cloud9 Fiberworks. And the gold is naturally dyed with Marigold from Toggenfell again. And this is for the Across the Prairies Cal, and I conveniently picked yarn from Across the Prairies. Totally by accident, but that worked out really well. And I am absolutely loving how this looks. So excited. So excited. So excited.
Hey, ideally, we're both flying to Vancouver at the end of the month, and they're both off of our needles and the ends woven in.
Yeah.
And if that happens, you betcha there'll be twinsy photos going out where we don't even remotely match, but
absolutely.
I'm taking the selfie stick, so we will be using it.
Ooh, perfect.
We gotta get serious. I gotta teach her how to use it.
Yeah, I cannot operate that darn stick.
I love so much, because what's your industry field? Oh, computer science. And I'm the one who understands the selfie stick.
You know what? The selfie stick is a hardware problem.
It is
I do software.
It is hardware, it is not software. Which is funny, considering I can usually make hardware smoke and software burp. Whoops, I'm sorry, I kicked the tripod.
There we go.
It's got long legs, man.
This is wine slushy. It's getting messy in here.
Oh, I shifted. My one ankle was going numb.
Okay.
Suppose it's my turn again, is it?
I do believe so. That is absolutely everything I've got.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I made a lot of progress on the shawl, is the word I'm looking for.
This bind-off will never end. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore I-cord bind-offs. I will never give them up. I will continue to do them because they look so dang good!
Never gonna give them up, even if they let you down? No, they're never gonna let you down? There's a joke there somewhere.
You're reaching too hard.
I know, I'm sorry.
I have hair going down my shirt.
I have more condensation on my pants and it's cold.
Oh, but that wasn't me this time. Crazy lady. So I didn't know what the lighting was going to be looking like when we went to Knit Club on Friday because I wasn't hosting. It's fairly rare that I don't host. Having said that, no one jumped to host, so I suspect I'm hosting in October, and that's cool with me because I know the lighting in my house is good for me. So into my dragon fiber bag, I shoved a sweater.
Fit a whole sweater in that thing?
My sweater of my body, 3 skeins of yarn, and my sleeve is in here.
That's impressive.
Now, I did decide I didn't like the look of the sleeve on the DPN, so I literally frogged an entire sleeve because I didn't like the look of it, and if I don't like it now, I'm not going to like it later, and there's no point in keeping it. So
this is true.
Wow,
that's like a magical clown bag. It just keeps coming out.
Keeps coming out. The body is done.
Woo!
I'm literally a couple stitches from the end to my start because I have to count to split for my sleeves. And I didn't want to do that on... Oh, it's folded because I need to give it a good steam press so it doesn't flip up.
Looks so good.
But the body's finished. Up to my armpits, anyway. So now I'm going to split for my sleeves.
There,
and because I was going to be knitting for fun with a bunch of girls, I decided splitting for sleeves and counting stitches was just going to encourage Reds to miscount for me. And just start spouting out letters loudly.
Oh, absolutely.
As all good friends do.
Yeah.
So instead I cast it on my first sleeve, and I'm doing it in the round. So. Which is a lot smoother of a transition on the sides for me.
That's good.
I found the same thing with socks. Like, I could do socks on DPNs, but I have trouble making sure that the stitches are tight enough or loose enough to work. But in the Magic Loop, not a problem. So, I literally have a wee bit of a thingy of a sleeve. This is in the is in Cloudborne Fibers from Craftsy. And I forget, it's a Heather, something Heather.
Oh, I want to say
Dark
Slate Heather.
Slate Heather?
It'll be linked in the show notes. It's a
Yes,
Heather of some sort.
yes.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
Slate Heather.
It's a Slate Heather. And this is the Zadie sweater, which was a knit along from ages and ages and ages ago that the Grocery Girls did. I did
that
not
was last year sometime.
I didn't start when the knit along was happening. I started after the knit along, so it's like.
Oh, well, that doesn't even count any then.
Yeah, it's just they ran it as a knit along when it first came out, and I liked it, but I didn't have time to do it at that point, so I picked it up later. So, I have no idea. It's the 10th. We fly out on the 28th. That's what, 18 days?
Wow, that's close. I should have a counter on my phone so that I know these things.
I just did that math in my head, and my brain went, excuse me, what?
Yeah.
So the odds of me getting the sweater done in 18 days are low, but here we go. We're going to give it a go and see what I can do because I'm done the exploration station, which was my big project. So this will be my next to finish project as quickly as possible. But yeah, but no, I got like a ball of yarn in here still, and a ball of yarn in here still, and a ball of yarn in here still.
What's all that fit in there?
I don't know. Dragon fiber bags are like mini pocket dimensions. I mean, now it's kind of twisted and stuff because I just kind of yanked it all out. But and it is what it is. But it all fits. So.
That's. I mean, I guess I fit my entire Rivers wrap in my dragon fiber bag.
Now, having said that, I've been seeing some of the bags she's been posting for the Fiber Festival,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm there on Friday. So if I can, I might try to get like a proper size project bag for the sweaters, because I make sweaters now. So I feel like I'd like to have them all in one bag rather than like, because I've still got other skeins of the yarn that aren't in here. So I feel like a proper tote sized sweater bag would be the way to go.
Yeah.
See if I like any of the stuff that she's got while I'm there on the weekend. So
Since I'll be shopping for a sweater's amount of yarn, I perhaps also should get a sweater-sized bag.
I feel like it'd be easier to track if it's all in one location.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I'm feeling like that's the way to go. So, alright, I'm gonna take a sip and then I'll keep talking.
Do we have any more woolly workings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we do?
Mm-hmm. It's Jocelyn, of course we do.
Alright, I'll just go make some tea. Let me know when you're done.
Oh, jeez. So, like, literally. Come on, guys. I did half. I did one row on one sock. I didn't even do one row on two socks. I did one row on one sock during lunch on Friday. But it counts.
It
So
counts.
these are my Dreaming of Spring socks. The color is from Dye For You. And don't be super shocked, Allie, if you see me working on these on the weekend. It's a white base with a not variegated, well, it is variegated, but it's not striped. Variegated with greens and yellows and stuff, so it's quite cheerful. I'm past the heel, and I almost always exclusively do shorty socks in the hand knit socks, because I like wearing shorty socks more than I wear other types of socks.
That makes sense.
So it made sense for me to start with my favorite type of sock, and then move into other types of socks later. But I'm really enjoying this color, so I might make them an actual sock length.
Nice.
Crazy.
Madness.
Now I'm done talking about things I've knitted and worked on.
Okay. That brings us to fiber flubs.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing I've picked up this shawl again.
I can talk about mine first.
Sure.
So, I was learning brioche.
As one does.
On the shawl itself.
Yeah, well, I did.
And so I was working on it, and I got about 3 rows in, and then I realized I had 2 brioche stitches in a row.
Oh.
You know, you have the slip stitch, and then you have the stitch that has the cape.
Yes.
Or the shawl, rather.
Yeah.
As Stephen West says. So I had 2 stitches with shawls in a row, and I was just like, bah! And I was only 3 years in. Wow, this wine's slushy. I was only 3 rows in, and I had very intelligently put in a lifeline because I was doing this at Knit Club too, right?
I don't know why you were doing it at Knit Club. It might have been more to say about us at Knit Club, because boy, were we rowdy on Friday.
Oh, we were.
So rowdy on Friday.
but I very intelligently put in a lifeline. So when I got 3 rows in and realized I had screwed up, I just pulled out the needles, ripped it out, had another drink, put the needles back in, and then worked on my sock instead.
Yep. That seems like the wiser decision.
And now I have made 2 more mistakes, but they were fixable mistakes. Some of my stitches were missing their shawls, but I figured out how to fix that. So it's okay. I just kind of picked up some yarn from between the stitches and made that into the shawl, and it seems to have worked all right. So it's good. It's all good.
Most people call it a yarn over. Stephen West calls it a shawl.
You know what? I like calling it a shawl.
It's a very cute name for it.
The stitch has a shawl. It's cozy.
Oh, jeez.
All right. What is your fiber flub?
In the Stephen West Exploration Station shawl, I started my chevron bottom, because you have a chevron section. Anybody who looks at the pattern can see there's a chevron section. That tells you nothing. I miscounted. So I did 1/3 of the beginning of the shawl the right way, then somehow in my brain I flipped my stitch counts and did 2/3 of it. And did I realize it on the first, second, or third row? No. The second and third row I did completely correctly because I was using the rows before, which was my setup row. And not realizing I'd done something I've done goofed.
Oh dear.
So by the time I realized I'd done goofed, I didn't want to tink back because I knew I didn't have to. So I'm going to have to block it aggressively and do some minor repairs to make everything line up because I've got some holes where I shouldn't have holes. Where, no, I should have had holes, but I messed up and there wasn't holes. So I'm going to fix those. So my points are still points. But it's going to be a little awkward and a little weird if you look at it too closely. It's not exactly perfect.
Hey, well, if people are getting that close to your shawl, they should probably have bought you a drink first.
Yeah. At the very least a coffee. Holy hannah, man. But I'm still excited with it. And again, I know they're all small. It's like closing up when you are knitting stockinette in the round and you accidentally have a yarn over and you got a random hole for no reason. Like you've made a random eyelet that you weren't planning on. That's all I've got to seal up, and that takes nothing. It's a small crochet hook and some yarn, and I'm done.
These things happen.
Absolutely. But that's it for my... And that's all because I didn't put stitch markers in on my foundation roll to keep track of my stitches. I know better.
Oh, tisk tisk.
I know better.
Yarn on the go. If you haven't gathered, we went to Knit Club on Friday.
We may have been out knitting on Friday. After my tour of Bold.
Oh, yes. Yes, I kindly got a ride from work, and so I gave them the tour. And what'd you think of the place?
It was really nifty. It's a nice, open concept. It works well for the type of environment that your company's going for. I mean, you're out in an industrial area, so...
It's totally not expected to be out there.
Yeah. You're like, okay. But sure. It works. I like your choice of red and white for a lot of things because I could spot the office chairs because they were red. I appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
No, it looked like a very cool office. Very hip, young people office.
Yep, very much.
Mostly because there was people playing hacky sack in the back behind the kitchen beside the barbecue.
Oh, really? I missed that part.
And you guys have 2 kegs of beer.
Yeah, we always have 2 kegs of beer on tap.
Yeah. So...
Unless one of the kegs is, like, out of commission, which happens periodically.
Well, yeah, but they're like any other piece of equipment. They need maintenance.
Oh, yeah, and people were deep frying wings on the patio.
Yes, they were.
I saw pictures later of people holding a fire extinguisher, so I don't know if maybe something actually caught on fire.
Oh, jeez. But no, it looks like it's a fun place to work. And I'm excited I finally got to go see this place you rave about all the time.
There are shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Many shenanigans.
Which is good.
I enjoy the shenanigans. And work gets done, too.
Which, yeah. One would hope or it won't be around for very long. But no, it was good to finally see where you work. So, I mean, you see where I work when you come here, because I work from home, so.
I believe we're having a hiring event coming up.
Oh, do you think I should come see if they want to hire me to see if I can make stuff go smoke? Or do things incorrectly? Like, we still don't have our Patreon stuff up because I still don't know what the error is. And they can't figure out the error on their end either, so I don't know what I've done, but... I've made our fancy new editing software do something it's technically not supposed to have done.
Ooh,
so
that's good when you stump the support people.
I've got the support people looking at it. So, hopefully soon. But you have to remember, I moved cities, and the government of Canada declared me dead because I filed a change of address form. So, like,
You just
technically
don't have
the
luck
government of Manitoba.
with
I
this
just,
stuff.
if it has anything to do with electronics, and I get it out on time, you guys, you have no idea how I'm like, oh, well, that's different.
It's a freaking miracle.
Well, how many times I've been like, I don't know what YouTube's doing, but it won't let me upload right now. To try again later, or have somebody else do it for me.
Yeah.
And it's not the computer. It's just me. It's
It's impressive. Like that's a special talent.
I've done it my whole life. It's just always been this way. I went through 2 scientific calculators in high school because I made one smoke.
Ooh. That's impressive.
My mom wasn't shocked at that point. I'd already gotten used to that. Hey, I'm super impressed. TD and me, which is my current bank, haven't had any issues whatsoever, and I've been with them for a couple of years now.
Ooh.
I know. I know. Super pumped. Probably seriously shot myself in the foot. The gremlins will find me now there, but that's okay. It's a thing.
We were talking about Yarn on the Go at some point.
Did you go anywhere else this weekend?
Not with my yarn, really.
Okay. Well, I did, because I did 4 hours of knitting on Friday. And you think that would be enough. But nope, me and our driver on Friday, Miss Bodie, turned around and went out Saturday morning and did 4 more hours of knitting together.
Because the first 4 weren't enough.
No, we needed more.
I think we were up to 5 actually at Knit Club.
Were we at 5?
It was getting close.
Man, we were getting close to 5.
Darn close.
Dear heavens. Anyway, no, we went out to the second Saturday of every month, the Kildonan Stitchers meet. They're a group in Kildonan, here in the city. I know, it's a shock, given their name. They meet up at the Bake Oven right now. Then you go and you have lunch and you sit down, or breakfast, depending on what you want, because it starts at 11. I had breakfast this time. And we sit and we chat and crochet and knit, and the other Jocelyn's there and she spins, and
That sounds lovely.
oh, it's quite a nice, loud, rowdy group. It's quite a bit of fun. And a really good way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Like 11 to 2, or 11 to 3, but you know what I mean. So I did that, and then I came home on Saturday, and I did work. Because I'd spend a lot of Friday out of the house doing other stuff instead of doing my schooling.
Mm-hmm.
Eep.
It happens.
That's alright. Saturday was wonderful and rainy, and I got to wear my Freya shawl, so I was very happy. But that was it for me for going out. Everything else that I went to go do, I didn't have a chance to actually knit at, so... Well, the sock was in the bag.
You went to across the board.
I went out for lunch. We did a business lunch on Friday.
Nice.
So I was working on my sock, which, again, I got half of 1 row done for me. Because a row is 2 socks. So, that's my life right now, guys. It's weird, I don't think about it because I'm going to be there on Tuesday. And I mean, my sock will go with me, but I'll probably work on my sweater.
Get her done. Get the sweater done. Get the sweater done. Peer pressure. Peer pressure.
It'll either be done or it won't.
That is the 2 states that a project can be in.
That's just the way it is. It depends on how tempted I am by these skeins of yarn sitting beside me here. Just off screen, sitting beside my ball winder.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, hey, we could be a shawl, you know.
Uh-huh.
There's that Goldfish Memories Casa de Pinka shawl that we're set aside for.
Mm-hmm.
That I should really start.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see how that goes for me. What? I'm done when I'm done.
Yes, in fact.
Because I know what my Knit City knitting is going to be.
Oh, what's that going to be?
My niece's pullover.
Ah.
The So Faded is the pullover. The So Faded is either the pullover or the card. No, because it's Faded Cardi is the other one, which I want to do for myself. But the So Faded, I think by Andrea Mowry.
Yeah.
Is the pullover cardigan from that, or pullover sweater from that sort of line of. Because I did the Find Your Fade. Yeah, because Find Your Fade, Free Your Fade. So Faded is the cardi. And then, oh, gosh.
Fading Lines, I think.
Fading Lines?
Fading Lines is the new cardi, so
Yeah.
Faded has to be the pullover.
It has to be the pullover. There's a lot of faded words, you guys. I can't remember all of
there's
them.
this whole fade thing. They're all gorgeous.
It's great. It looks beautiful. My niece has some electric pink and highlighter yellow colors chosen.
Nice.
So I'm going to cake those up before we go to Knit City because I have to do miles of stockinette in the round in a ladies medium because that's what size she is now.
Oh my goodness.
So she's got a size 9 foot, you guys. We're
My
11.
Goodness. I wear a medium and a size 9.
No. She's like pretty much your size. She's just short for you still. But not for much longer.
My goodness.
Her feet just went up, so she should be in around your height range shortly. So I figure that is perfect knitting for a weekend where you're running around and picking things up and putting things down constantly, because all it is stockinette on the round.
I will have a sock for exactly that same reason.
That makes complete sense. I don't think I want to work on a pair of socks, so I'll take socks with me just in case I've lost my mind and want to work on a pair of socks. What I really need to find is like some long DPNs, so I
Okay.
can now work on dishcloths and stuff on the go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it for my yarn on the go, because I've been distracted.
Sewing. So little time.
I made a dress,
Did make a dress.
and I made it too small for my bust.
Darn. Oh gosh darn. I wonder if, I mean, it would be,
For all of you listening, you can't see me rolling my eyes at the screen.
I can't formulate a whole sentence sarcastically enough.
I don't know. You've earned
I wonder
this.
if you know somebody that's just a little
Uh-huh.
bit smaller.
I made a jumper, and it's too small in the girls for me. But if I take it in about we're not going to discuss how much difference because that just makes me sound really big. For Diana, it will fit her and her style that she likes to wear. So she will very shortly have a really nice brown plaid knee-length jumper.
I'm excited about this.
Jumper dress to wear. It's a fall dress. It's meant to be worn with like boots and things
I'm so
and
excited.
leggings, so you're warm. So I will take that in, and she will have that as well.
Thank you for the
I
dress.
suppose it's payback for the socks, hey? Yikes!
I don't know. How much work is a dress relative to a pair of socks?
Well, it depends on who's doing the dress versus the socks. I think as far as exchange for work for us, it's fairly equal.
Okay.
Since I can make...
I'm thinking. So I might, no, I'm not gonna have a skirt. But I'm gonna have some actual real sewing tomorrow night.
Alright.
For reals.
Uh-huh.
For realsies.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be super funny as I turn that dress inside out and just show up with a fully finished dress for you tomorrow. Enjoy your sewing lesson. I'm a mean person.
I have no shame whatsoever. I'm just learning and everything's gonna take me 10 times longer than it takes you.
Well, yeah.
And I'll be delighted if it only takes 10 times longer.
Oh yeah, no, totally do it up.
So
No, that's
I'm
how you
excited.
start.
I'm actually going to sew.
Everybody
For
starts.
reals.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Oh, okay. And that brings us to wool gathering.
Yep.
So we were doing this crazy every man sleep schedule. Are you still doing that?
I am, but I think I'm going to tweak it as of today, because today it's been 2 weeks, and I still am highly attached to both naps, and my schedule doesn't allow me to stop twice in a day.
That's fair.
So I think I'm going to... I like the principle of it, but I remember you were talking about how, at university you had it down to a science. And I'm thinking... this is close to what I did when I was in university. Now, remembering, I did university in my mid to late 20s.
I did university in my early 20s, but I did it without coffee.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure how well the caffeine does or doesn't, because I have to be careful how much caffeine I drink, because they induce anxiety attacks on me. So things like on days when I know I'm going to be stressed, I can't have any. Otherwise, I am abjectly miserable and I have a panic attack and it's bad. But I can't have any caffeine. Like on flying days,
Oh, that's no fun.
I can't have caffeine the day before I fly or the day I fly. I mean, once we land in Vancouver, I can have caffeine from here to next Tuesday, but I find flying stressful, so...
Well, I mean...
Most people find it stressful, just most people aren't going to break down into a panic attack.
That is true.
So, it's what I gotta do. But I used to sleep when I was at university 6 hours a night. And 9 times out of 10 that was enough for me. I didn't need any more. And I do know sometimes when I was on the 8 hour sleep cycle, I'd wake up after 6 hours and just sort of get up and start my day because I felt, well, while I was done, I was waking up, it was fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I might do is adjust down to 6 hours or up to 6 hours, and then I just have that one nap if I need it. Because I can manage that one nap in a day, like that one
Yeah,
20-minute shutdown.
yeah.
Easy. It's that second one that's kicking me in the teeth. I can't do it. Or if I do, I am out so cold, I don't register my alarm and I sleep for 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, that's not
I'm
helpful.
like, that's not helping my system any at all. So I'm like, you know what? No.
Should give a little bit of background.
Ooh, yes.
The sleep schedule we're talking about is where you sleep a less amount of time at night, 4.5 hours in this case, and then have two 20-minute naps during the day. So that's what we're talking about. That's what I've been attempting to keep up with. And I've been doing it for a week, and I'm doing okay. I nearly gave up yesterday. I was so close. The only reason I did not just disgustedly roll over and go back to bed at 6:30 in the morning on a Sunday is because I really had to go to the bathroom. And once I was up, I'm like, well, now I'm just up. And this is just, I'm just up. And now I'm tired and up. And I just grouched around the apartment for 2 hours. And then I had my morning nap. And everything was good. And today, everything is really good. And I think I'm done with the really tough part now.
Which is good. And I think it's not so much that it was tough that I don't lie down for that second nap. And it kicks me in the teeth when I don't.
Yeah.
And I just won't do it. I just won't do it. So I'm like, no, I'm going to have to make a tweak, but that's fine. Because you have to make it work for you.
Yeah.
And I'll still be sleeping significantly less from day to day. Because I've gone down 2 hours every day.
I am loving staying up till 2 in the morning. That's when I'm getting all of my knitting done.
That's fair.
It's
that explains why
midnight and 2 in the morning.
Why you've been so productive with this shawl.
Yeah. I had read that after a while you start getting really intense vivid dreams. That started happening yesterday. Wow. Yes, very intense vivid dreams. Not like scary or anything, just like that was like 4K high definition dreaming going on there. It was wow.
I don't generally remember my dreams, so
I haven't remembered a dream in a while, and there was this whole big thing like the gods were visiting their wrath upon the earth, and then my vibrating, because I have the Fitbit as my vibrating alarm so I don't wake my husband, so I think the vibrating alarm caused an earthquake in my dream.
Yes, sometimes it's me texting her. I can't help myself.
Oh no, I have notifications turned off before my alarm goes off.
Oh, good.
So you can text me all you want 2 in the morning. It's not gonna go through.
I'm sleeping at 2 in the morning. Crazy lady. I get up at 6.
Anyway, so yeah, dreams. They're fun. Very intense. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna slide over to the 6 hour sleep, and then just nap on the days when I'm tired and I need the nap.
That makes sense.
Which was my university schedule. I'd go 14, 18, 20 some odd days. I'd go months on end without needing a nap. And every once in a while, I'd need a nap. So I think that's going to work better for me.
And some days you just sleep more. Like I had my naps yesterday were 90 minutes instead of 20.
Yeah.
Because I just desperately needed it.
Yeah. Oh, that's totally fair. So
that's cool. Sleeping experiments. Interesting.
Wasn't a bad experiment. I enjoyed doing it. I'm just not faithful to that second nap in a day. You really have to be.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
I need to get better about my second nap. And I need to decide which of the... I have 3 slots allotted. There's morning, afternoon, and evening, and I need to pick 2 and stick to them.
Yep.
I keep flopping around, and that's not helping anything.
Oh, heavens no. Not for a while, anyway. Alright, so, additional wool gathering.
Yes.
I was watching Levi from the WTF podcast.
Yeah.
And he called out a comment I made where he said, if you want to do knit along, message us. Levi, we heard you.
Mm-hmm.
We're already percolating. We're gonna have to send off an email here in the next couple of days to you, and we might be doing a knit along with Levi from WTF Knitting, and I will not sing because my voice isn't anywhere near as good as his.
I was
So
gonna
I'll
say,
just-
you didn't say it right.
Nope, I can't. I can't.
WTF knitting.
I can't do it. Nobody wants to. That's just.
I didn't do it very well either. That was my attempt.
My voice is meant for the shower, you folks. It's meant for the shower, and that's the only place it should be heard. And my cat, when it's just me and her in the apartment, I'll sing happily. But not around other people. That doesn't seem fair.
That's fair.
So I don't do that. But yeah, no, I think for sure we're going to have to think of an along to do with Levi. I think that'll be quite a bit of fun.
Yep.
Oh.
Other things.
Mm.
Aforementioned husband
Yes.
bought a camera on the weekend.
He did. Is he going to let us play with it to see if we like it and get one
Yes,
for ourselves?
he sold me on spending this huge chunk of change on this fancy camera by saying that we can use it for podcasting
Oh, that's nice.
and taking knitwear photos and stuff. So,
Will he let us take it out of the province?
that I don't know. We'll see.
It's your husband. You have to sweet talk him.
Yeah, I do. He's definitely okay with letting us take it to the Fiber Festival this weekend.
Which is awesome. Oh,
So
we
I'm
should
gonna-
get a really big memory card.
Oh, we do. We
Oh,
got
good,
it.
good, good.
Yeah, and with high speed so we can do video and everything. We thought of all the things.
Beautiful.
We thought of the things, fear not.
Good. Yeah, no, that'd be really handy to have a proper camera to
Yeah,
do things
so-
on.
I'm going to learn how to use it this week, and then we'll
Yep.
do some experiments with it on the weekend, and
Absolutely.
then hopefully we'll be recording on it next week
Yeah.
in glorious 1080p high definition,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which would be amazing.
It'll be really good, and I will up my makeup game because it'll bother me. Generally don't worry about it on the format we're on right now, but we definitely need to upgrade our format, so that'll be super good.
Yeah.
And yes, our audio quality. I know,
That's
guys.
the next thing.
It's on the list. Trust me, it's on the list.
It's coming.
Right behind Jocelyn, learning what it is that she made the program go blurp on, and figure out what she did so she doesn't do it again.
Should
Listen.
I take a look at it after? Tech generally behaves itself for me.
Yeah, but that's not going to help it when I'm the one doing the editing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can at least maybe, I don't know, if the support people can't decipher their own error, I don't know. I can't help.
I think they need to figure out what it is exactly has gone sideways, and if it's like truly a super rare random thing, it could take them a little bit. Like, I literally sent it off to them today.
Okay.
So, like, they haven't even had it for 24 hours yet.
Oh, that's fair.
I was like, that's it, I give up, I can't figure it out. I hit that wall of frustration where I'm just going to get mad.
Yeah, no, that's no fun.
So I passed that buck along, so we'll see how that goes. So slowly work it out. Though it does, with the husband having having a nice camera for us,
Mm-hmm.
it does up my need to pick up a laptop so I can do editing on the fly when we're walking around and doing stuff, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy! Get some laptop shopping tonight. Alright, anything else for wool gathering?
Yes. The pattern that I am currently obsessed with.
Ooh, yes!
I have it here on my phone.
Did you see the one that Miss D loaded?
Oh, was that the cozy sweater thing?
No. That was C.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. D loaded up a shawl right afterwards, and my brain went, "Hello,
Oh, I haven't-
pretty."
I haven't caught up on the conversation yet.
Oh, so
But
nice.
my current pattern obsession is a shawl, of course.
Oh, well, you know we
It's
like our shawls.
It's a fingering weight shawl, and the sample was knit in shades of purple. That might have swayed me.
What?
So the pattern is called Wastelandic by Fran Carl, and it is.
Oh, that might have been you who posted, and I thought it was Misty.
But just look, it's so pretty. It's this huge drapey shawl with some eyelet lacy bits.
No, it was
and
definitely you posting, not Misty. I apologize.
it's so pretty, and it's not. This camera's not doing it any justice. So we'll link to this in the show notes. But it's so pretty.
It's right up there with Winter's on My Mind by,
Yeah.
oh, no. God, I've forgotten the name. I had it in my brain for so long.
Oh, I can't help you.
Melanie Berg. Yeah, Winter on My Mind.
Okay.
That's a lace weight shawl of hers that I've been eyeballing since she had it out to test knitters. I'm going to make it in fingering weight, but that's the one I'm like, must own.
It looks relatively simple, but the
Oh, it's
effect is
really-
so interesting.
It's quite stunning. Done in 2 colors.
Yes, a solid and a speckle looks like.
Yeah, We could
And
do it in a
there's-
variegated because you've got a lot of nice garter sections in there.
Yeah, and it's got like ribbing, I guess, and some. Let's see.
It's definitely got ribbing, eyelets, and garter sections.
Yes, it is. It has the tags eyelets, ribbed, stripes color work, top down triangle shape, textured.
That'll be the ribbing.
So I'm very on board with this shawl, and I'm probably going to make it at some point in the near future.
So this is our version of dream knitting?
Dream knitting.
Well, you've got all that time between midnight and 2 a.m.
Yeah, well, I have all those projects that I actually want to finish.
Well, get on those.
I am getting on them. Do you see how much knitting I did this week?
You did a crud ton of knitting this week. I am so in awe. Which makes me so excited. I was so worried you weren't going to get done by the end of the month because there's so much to do when I saw it last.
I'm
so happy.
finding lots of time to knit.
Beautiful.
It's at midnight to 2 a.m. Good knitting time.
Take it. Take it for what it is.
And I've had meetings to work on my sock in, so that's coming along. It's all coming together. I can actually start churning stuff out now that I'm not working on the giant colorless thing with complicated charts. I'll just work on the Celtic Myths, which is the colorless fingering weight thing with complicated charts.
Sticking to my plan, unless it's stuff for the craft market. I can only cast on a new item when I finish something. So I'm being really good.
No, you are. You just like, you just materialized a cowl into existence. That was not a good sentence.
Just materialized a cowl into existence. Episode title.
I think it's too long. Materialized in existence won't fit well in the frame.
Oh gosh.
I have the best words.
Oh, that's beautiful. I materialized a cowl. No, listen, I've materialized an entire shawl into existence. Ma'am.
Yes, you have.
I've done that to you before.
Yes, you have.
And I delighted in it. For I am mean. Oh, hey, I might see your mom tomorrow because I've got to stop by and pick up your blocking wires and stuff. So I will probably be doing that. I'll be like, hey, so as soon as you leave the house, let me know. And I'll wander away from wherever I happen to be in the exchange district and come to you. Because I can take my time and sort of just putter up in and through, and hopefully it's not as hot as the underside of Hades' balls that day, and I can walk and not melt to death.
What?
I must have used that statement around you at some point this summer.
I don't believe I have ever heard that statement before. Would you care to repeat that?
Hopefully it's not as hot as the underside of Hades' balls. Just assume that a man who runs hell has very warm male parts. What do you want? Somebody's going to be offended by that. I'm sorry. I had to. I've been walking around complaining all summer that it's really hot.
It's just such a...
And in my mind... Now,
Such an image that I didn't want in my mind.
well, why'd you put it there, first off? You should know better. You're hanging out with me. Turn off your visual acuity centers.
I can't.
It's the sleep deprivation talking is what it is.
Oh.
You guys, I'm done. Here's the last ball of yarn. I've got to
It's
start
found
that.
off?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got to start that Scrappy Memories blanket, like, right away.
All right, finished object here live on the podcast.
I finished it. It is way out of frame.
Yeah, it
Huge.
is.
Oh my god, we both fit under that really well. It's so funny. But, yeah, it looks good. Okay, I need to block the snot out of it to grow, because it's a half-circular shawl, and it's going to grow. Now, the brioche has got such stretch on it. And I have a pair of free needles. Might have to start that goldfish memory shawl. Especially since these are my favorite needles.
I love brioche so much.
Oh, it's so good.
Swooshy and stretchy. And,
Well, I was thinking about starting the Sarah shawl, which is out now. The Cozy Up sisters released it. But as I lean out of frame because I don't want my cat to chew on this cord, and she really loves cords, I think I'm going to wait and see if I can find the yarn for that while we're at Knit City. And then start something else in the meantime.
So pretty.
But that brioche is just going to stretch like a crazy person.
should hold that up so it's in frame.
It's this, and we go, whee! And I'm just pulling on it
Ooh.
lightly.
Wow.
And I'm going to block aggressively because I want a lot of growth out of this because I love my shawls.
The points will get quite pointy.
The points will be quite pointy. The rest of it will be quite big. But you can definitely tell when you're looking at it up close where I went, whoopsies.
The points are maybe not quite as pointy as they could be.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well.
I can fix it. And you can see where I have the occasional hole where I'm not supposed to.
Meh.
Easily fixed, so I'm not going to worry about it. So done.
Done.
I will
Done and done.
get the needles, borrow Diana's blocking wires off of her
Got a fiber on my nose
Tuesday, because I'll be out Tuesday for Knit and Nosh. And then block this bad boy and weave an end.
now. Ah,
Is that wacky? Alright, what's next?
events.
Okay. What do we got for events? The usual suspects?
Usual suspects. Shall we start with Year of the Sock?
Yes. Because I feel like I should really not have my socks at half of a row. So I'm gonna... It's just... Probably got into chatting about something and I put it down because I didn't want to miss a stitch, and then that's just where that ended up for me.
Alright, so Year of the Sock was an initiative to learn how to knit socks.
Jocelyn was learning how to knit socks.
Or learn how to knit different aspects of socks if you already know about socks. So trying different heels and toes and directions and patterns and whatnot. Which is what I was doing. There is a finished object thread for each month in our Ravelry group.
Did we put one up for September?
I did,
Oh, goody.
I think. I'm 90% sure I did. I'll double check. If not, it'll be up by the time this episode is.
That works.
So, post a pair of finished adult socks in the appropriate finished objects monthly thread.
I just want to ask if my socks can count for 2 months worth because my feet are huge.
Feet are not that much bigger than mine.
How many inches is it for you to knit a foot?
I don't really know. You're what, size 10?
Yep.
I'm size 9. It's not that much bigger.
It feels like all I do is knit feet.
And then suddenly, bam, sock.
And suddenly, bam, sock. Well, once you've done the heel, like the feet, my heel, and I mean, it might be because I'm doing shorties, but it doesn't feel like it takes as long to go up the cuff of my leg as it does to make the heel.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Heels require thinking. Anyway, yes. Words.
Post a picture of your finished object or a link to the project page in the Ravelry group to be entered for a draw at the end of the year.
That's what I was trying to say.
There we go. Here with the rescue as usual. The exploration station across the Prairie Cal is going to wind up at the end of the month, so get your shawls finished, ladies. We're closing in.
And/or gentlemen,
And/or
and/or
gentlemen.
non-binary individuals.
Aliens, quadrupeds,
Eh.
house guests. I want a house hippo. If you're a house hippo and you're knitting the shawl, go you. Finish it up by the end of the month. That's strictly a Canadian television reference from the 90s.
I wanted a house hippo. I think we all wanted house
Everybody
hippos.
wanted house hippos. If you can find a link for that commercial,
Absolutely.
please follow that link, you guys. It is a delightful, delightful thing. Says the woman who listens to the log something waltz.
Log driver's waltz.
Log driver's waltz. I have it on my playlists.
Stop making me write down show notes while we're recording.
What? You don't want to look awkward? So, that's going to the end of the month. We are doing that in conjunction with A Tale of Two Knitters, who are out of Brandon, or Brandon and area. And then we've got the Feathered Stitches, and I'm sorry, I forget what city in Saskatchewan they are in off the top of my head. I should remember, but I don't. Oh, Alberta. And then they're in Alberta. And now they are called the Cozy Up Knits podcast. Used to be known as the Stitchin' Sisters, and they're out of Alberta. Grand Prairie, Alberta. That one I remember because I've got family in Grand Prairie. And I have family in Brandon. That's why I remember those ones.
Makes sense.
It's harder with the Feathered Stitches podcast because I don't have family there. So it's harder for me to remember.
God, that's why there's a greasy smear across the world. It's because there's a greasy smear across my world.
Glasses weren't clean, were they?
Nope.
Got it.
I got
Which is
some hair
even-
in there when I put shawls on my head.
Yeah, that happens. I knit cat hair into my shawls now. It's an added feature.
Yeah.
People hair, that too.
Oh yeah, there's absolutely some of my hair and everything I knit.
Absolutely. So, sometimes there's some of your hair and things I knit.
You know what? Sometimes the hair that I knit into the object is still attached to my head.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
It's a lot of hair. There's a lot of hair.
You guys, we sit side by side, and I joke, but if she doesn't have it braided or tied up, I will sit on it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I won't mean to. It's just that long. So it's quite hilarious, because I'll be like, and I feel awful, because I'm like such a jerk. I'm like, just sat on your hair, but it's so long.
Oh, I had it down yesterday,
Oh,
and
God.
me and Chris were sitting on the bus, and he sat on my
My
hair
hair?
on
Yep.
the button. Like, this is why I never have it down on the bus. You're on my
Hair.
hair.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did he at least apologize for sitting
Yeah,
on your hair?
of course he did.
Good. He's lost all his manners since he married you.
I certainly hope not. It hasn't even been a month.
Well, so do I. So we've got those up. Those will wrap up. That'll wrap up a cow for us, and then we'll be just puttering along with the things that I like to jump in and join on all the time.
So many things.
We're gonna do sweaters. Gonna do the sweaters. Gonna do the sweaters. Diana's gonna buy herself a sweater's quantity worth of yarn.
I'm so excited. I'm going to buy a sweater's quantity worth of yarn. I'm going to knit the flax sweater. Oh, I need to add that to the notes now.
She did it to herself.
I'm going to knit the flax sweater, and I'm going to be buying a sweater's worth of yarn this weekend at Fiber Festival.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited that I have decided I'm going to buy that much yarn.
I'm really gonna rush to try to get the Zadie off my sweater, off my needles, so that I can cast on a second sweater with Diana when she does her first one. And I will be casting on the flat white sweater. Oh man, I think it's Casa Pinka
That sounds right.
for the creator for that one. It'll be my first color work sweater. And I'm going to put that one into the ugly Christmas sweater knit along, even though it's not an ugly Christmas sweater. I was told it was okay that mine wasn't. I wouldn't wear an ugly Christmas sweater, but I would wear a Christmas sweater. So it'll give me till December the 1st, November the 30th. One of those two is the finishing date. It's being run by Cozy Up Knits. And it's going to be my sweater for Christmas this year.
Yes. I will be doing my sweater with the Knitmore Girls hashtag Choose Your Own Adventure Cal,
Mm-hmm.
because I like their end date of
Whenever
you finish.
works for you. I like having firmer deadlines, otherwise you can see how stuff just lingers. Ugh.
I don't like deadlines.
I like deadlines. Alright, see, I feel so much better now that I've got at least one complete side of a sock row done. Oh, man. Alright. I think other than our two things that we're attending here in short order in Grinchmas and the All in the Family Knit Along.
Oh yes, what is that one? Since you're doing that one and I have not started any of that yet.
Well, there's Cozy Up Knits, and I love them, and they're great podcasters, and they're wonderful women, and they also happen to be really good shawl designers, so Jocelyn gets sucked in a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Sister shawl is out, you guys. It's really freaking pretty.
I saw it. It is really pretty. I really want to knit that
So
one.
pretty. So I'm going to knit that one, but first I want to knit the Chrissy shawl. And I literally have the yarn caked up sitting on my fireplace.
Ooh.
It is not 20, no, it's 20 some odd feet away from me right now. So that's next on the list. So I gotta see if I can hold off on the Goldfish Memories one, which I probably can't because I really want to knit that one because it's, again, more knittable Fluxury yarns.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in shades of pink. It's really so pretty. Now, don't get me wrong. The two Midnight Craving colors that I have for the Chrissy shawl, also amazing, and I'm very excited about doing. So we'll see which one I actually cast on. But technically, if I get my socks done this week, I can cast on two shawls.
Well, there's motivation to get the socks done.
I know, except my yarn's all tangled, so now I gotta figure out what I did.
Okay.
So I'm gonna work on that as we continue talking. So that'll happen. I have two sister shawls left to do, Chrissy and Sarah is released. And I have till the end of the year to get them done, and I think I may do another Jamie shawl and keep it for myself and just make it bigger. Because the reason I gave away my first Jamie shawl was because it was kind of small and it fit my mommy better.
That seems like a good reason.
And my mom is a great giftware recipient. She's very grateful while asking me for her Dragon Rush shawl all at the same time.
I suppose that brings us to this
What are we
weekend.
doing this weekend?
Yes. We're going to the Manitoba Fire Festival this weekend.
Come
we will
find
be there
us!
the Friday and the Saturday?
I believe I am there the Friday and the Saturday, yes.
I will just be there on the Saturday because by the time I got off work on Friday, there's like no point in trying to get down there because it's at the other end of the city. So I will just be there on Saturday. Probably all day on Saturday.
Yeah. Well,
Because it
I
only
don't know.
goes till 4, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. We haven't super worked out hours or anything or what's going on, so we're
We'll
sort
be there for most of the day on
we'll
Saturday.
be there. Come find us.
Yep.
It's not hard to spot us. Poor Diana's stuck with the blind lady. I got a stick.
We'll probably both have the old lady wheelie shopping carts.
Oh, is your mom bringing your shop? Oh, yeah, because you got your own now.
I've got my own now. I'm going to bring my own shopping cart.
Oh, Lady Wheelie shopping cart. It's really convenient to put everything in.
I'm thinking, because by the time I bring whatever I'm currently working on, any patterns I've printed off, a giant bottle of water, and some food, like, I don't want to carry that around all day.
Well, you could buy food there. You don't have the same food allergies I do, so.
I could, but if I want something not greasy,
That's fair. If you want
And
something
not
not greasy, then
$20?
you're really kind of stuck with whatever you
Although
bring.
depending on what food is there, we'll see. I know sometimes outside there's a food truck, so depending on what the food truck is.
I will unfortunately have my food with me because of my food allergies, so
Yeah.
that's why I'll be bringing the walking thingy. Because again, once you have everything there, it's a lot, and it's easier to pull it around behind you. But mostly again because I just
Also, for the record, neither of us will have a car to like
Nope.
dump stuff in, so we have to have all our stuff with us at all times.
yep.
So, old lady wheelie shopping carts for the win.
Oh yeah, all the way.
Then at the end of the month, we will be going to Knit City in Vancouver, and we'll be traveling together for the first time. And we'll find out if we're good traveling companions or if we hate each other's guts.
Sure. I don't see us hating each other's guts.
Probably.
Bright side, it's a direct flight and it's early in the morning, so we'll land, and by the time I'm starting to get a little grumpy because I'm hungry, you can feed me.
But it's not even too early in the morning. It's like a nice amount of time
I
in the morning.
picked a good morning flight, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I told Daddy I wanted a good morning flight. My dad paid for our flights because he's a very kind man.
He is. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jocelyn's dad.
He didn't pay for our luggage because I wasn't sure if we were doing carry-on or not carry-on. And he didn't want to pay us not use it. Or make us feel obligated to use it because he paid for it. I
That's
said, you know what, I think we can cover
totally fine.
$25 to put a piece of carrot on.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I don't think that's a problem, Dad.
Probably spend that much money on airplane food, or airport food, rather.
See, it's where I can't because of the food allergy.
I believe Green Carrot has a
Are
kiosk.
they in the Winnipeg airport?
I do believe so.
Hey, nice. If we get there early enough, maybe we'll have some time. I like Green Carrot. They got good juice.
Yeah, like good $9-10
Good.
juice.
Good cold press hipster juice.
Yeah.
And I will drink it from here to next Tuesday because it's so tasty. So tasty. Anyway, what else we got? Those are the two big ones. The Fiber Festival this coming weekend and the
Yep.
Knit City at the end of the month. Come
Yep.
find us at both.
Yep.
We are readily identifiable with my cane and my voice, which carries.
I was about to say, come find us. We'll be wearing all our knitwear, but so will everybody else.
That's
That's a terrible way to try to find us.
That's an awful way to try to find us. Don't do that. Try to find the lady with the blind lady cane. That's a much better way to try to find us.
Probably, yeah.
And absolutely, and I was talking with friends in that, and with Bodhi before she met you, she felt like she already knew you. She was like, well, that was all manner of awkward. Like, it's gonna be weird.
It's an interesting dynamic talking to somebody that,
Knows you, but you don't really know them.
yeah.
But
It's like,
it's
oh,
okay.
how was this thing last week?
What?
Why do you know about the... Oh, yeah, I talked about it on the
I talked
podcast.
about it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Having said that, strangers are just friends you haven't met yet, so I'm game.
Eh.
Just remember, if you wave at me, I won't wave back.
Yes.
I don't mean to insult you. I just haven't seen you. Diana and I do enough events together, she knows how many people will wave at me because they recognize me.
I will still wave, and then I will recover with something like, you can't see, but I'm waving.
And I go, oh, hi! Oh, but no, the legally blind lady can't see farther than 5 feet in front of her own nose. So you can wave at 15, 20 feet or longer. I won't spot you. So I don't mean not to acknowledge your existence. You literally just come up and touch my elbow or stand right in front of me. I will stop and go, hello.
Or, yell, just be loud.
Be loud. That's a good option too. I hear loud fairly well. I will stop when I hear my name and try to figure out where the sound's coming from. That's always a fun game. Uh, usually accompanied with, Diana, is somebody looking at me because I hear my name? Sometimes it's followed with a, yes, Jocelyn, someone's staring right at you. Oh, that's great. Let's go over there. Who do they happen to be? Yikes.
I don't know. Some stranger's yelling at you. I don't know.
Oh, that's not unusual. Let's just see what's up. It'll be good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what everybody's made this year. I'm excited to touch the fuzzy things.
Yeah.
I'm helping out with a booth. I'm going to help out with some setup on Friday.
I'm excited
Super
to make friends
pumped.
with alpacas. I want some pictures with me and alpacas.
Well, that won't be hard to do since Bodhi has an alpaca dealer for us.
I know. I'm so excited.
I love how I reference it like it's an illicit substance or something, and I'm talking about fluffy creatures. So, there's that, but they're really cute.
Oh, they are.
I like them. I don't want to pet them, but I do like them.
I absolutely want to pet them.
I don't have this urge to pet animals.
But they're fluffy.
I like to pet my cat.
Because she's fluffy.
No. No, more because it bugs her. I like to pet the bottom of her back feet when she's stretched out. And then she just gives me the evil eye and I go, what?
What are you going to do about it?
This is for waking me up at 4 a.m. because you decided you had to walk on my head. I understand you'll do it again tonight, but you do it anyway, so I don't care.
What a cat.
I don't know if she'll do it tonight or not, but I definitely earned the bite I got earlier today because I definitely anti-dander wiped her for the wrong direction.
Ooh.
I earned that when I walked past a table later that day and she wrapped her hands around me today and took a nip at my hand. Not hard, just more like a I'm pissed with you bite. So the I'm semi-serious biting when you play fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not super serious, but semi-serious. But that's it, other than Grinchmas in December.
Yep.
Which will start the 1st of December. I will no longer be knitting Christmas presents for this year. Diana may or may not actually be able to join me this year.
I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes.
I
I keep doing a little bit better each year, so we'll see if I actually make it this year.
It's within goal reach this year.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, I did it within a week last year.
Yeah, so it's like 7 days. Like, it's doable. It's achievable. So I was, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm going to do 6 hours of sleep tonight. It's going to be beautiful. So the Knit More Girls host. And it is a beautiful concept that as of the 30th of November at midnight, which is the 1st of December, you no longer knit Christmas presents for this year. You could knit whatever other deadlines you'd like, that's fine. You just don't knit Christmas presents for this year. You can bake stuff for Christmas this year and a whole bunch of other things. But I like to have like a December 1st cast on. For me. Nobody else. My cast on for fun, because I feel like it. And yes, I do another one Christmas Day. I don't care. I'm a selfish knitter and I'm comfortable with this.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the Christmas one might be something for my mother. I don't know what's coming in my Christmas this year. I've been very heavy-handed on the knitting. And orcs. But on the knitting.
And orcs.
And orcs. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get up on Board Game Geek and do up a short list.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like 50 billion board games.
I played Betrayal at House on the Hill the other night.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
It was good. I might need to buy that one.
Last one I played was Here Kitty Kitty. That was with you at Icon.
Right.
I've been so busy. So busy. So, and I kind of want it because it's adorable and perfect for playing in a family group setting. So, I want to do
Taking
that.
notes so I can link those for you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. But that's it for us for the year, I think.
I do believe that is it.
Yeah, because we're quite busy. So, I will say that's it for the week. That's more than enough babble for one day, and the chili is done. So, I'm going to say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you, don't forget to knit. And when we're in person, it syncs up and it sounds correct, too.
Yes, it does.
Oy vey. I had booze and I just want to go to bed.
I know.